It'd be interesting. You mentioned it in Frag 17. They beat Blackhand, right? 2-1, and they actually pushed EGCD or EG Black now to 3 maps. So there's a lot of potential in this roster, in particular Spec, who coming into action today, not including the previous match that they played, or I should say in ECL, in 6 maps played, 125 frag, leads the way.
Yeah.
But we're jumping right into it here. Pistol rounds already going, and Davenport are trying to get into the A site. They might be able to get an opener, and they do, but Jota trades right back, then exit, finds a touchdown, but Davenport's competing quite well.
Oh, but Switcher's still on the site. I mean, at least he might be able to pick up the bomb to get that bomb planted. It's up to Pug, though. 1v1 out toward the vent. The dual Berettas chewing away, and eventually runs out of ammo. Now a 2v2. Player in towards heaven and player in the vent. Vieira makes his way up. Snaps onto Pug. 1v2 for Switcher. Bomb in front of the 2 silos. He has 50 seconds to work with here, John.
Yes, he does. Swisher. Gonna walk into lobby. Exits around the corner. Timing in his favor, and he will get the final frag. So MIBR are going to pick up the pistol round, going up 1-0. This is, of course, the pick of Davenport University here on Nuke. Next map will, I believe, be... I'm thinking Inferno for some reason, but that doesn't sound right to me. I need to double... Oh, it is. Okay, it is. I'm very tired right now, but it is going to be Inferno. And map number 3, if needed, will be Vertigo. And actually, I'm surprised Davenport picked into Nuke. It's not a bad map for MIBR, right? They might look like... You might look at it and say, oh, you know, coming into tonight's action 5-3, but they played in Pro League, so the stats kind of took a bit of a hit there.
At the same time, like, Davenport, it's even bigger surprise because they've not really picked into it that often.
Yeah.
They've left it open in map pools. They've had it as deciders. They took down Blackhand on it at Frag 17, if you remember that. As well as they played EG Black on it to pretty decent stead, all things said. But, you know, picking into it is a pretty big surprise, in my opinion. So, considering the map pool that they do have has been strong, I know Koi is always confident going into these games. He comes into these games with a goal. So Davenport are here definitely to learn, but if they post up a couple good rounds, I'm certain they can walk away happy with this. It's all about improvement for this DU team. They're here for the long run.
Definitely. I would have preferred, I mean, Overpass hasn't necessarily been the best map for them, but they did just go to 30 rounds up against X13, and they lost it, but still, they were very competitive on the map. So perhaps that would have been a better choice. I don't know. We're talking whether it's a good choice or not. It's only 1 round in, so, you know, we'll have to wait and see. It's just MIBR doesn't have many weaknesses, and if there is one, it might be Overpass.
Going with the door for now. We'll probably see the conclusion of this one as Kojimo plays a bit of peekaboo with Jota. It's going to be Horn. Some of the greatest nicknames in Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
1v5. Not happening. Jota's going to be able to clean up MIBR up to 2. And we'll be able to see the first gun round here for Davenport. They came into this map, hopefully with the plan. I do expect them to have a plan. It's Koi after all. I think he's definitely one of the biggest assets to the Davenport University team in terms of the tactics he brings. So this first gun round will definitely show a bit of that.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what they bring to the table. Talking a little bit about MRBR, right? Cello recently picked up, or somewhat recently picked up by Imperial, so that's why Henny joined the squad, and I think that's good for Brennison because he was filling the op role. Not that he was doing badly with it, but he was a rifler that was put into the op role because he was replacing Woody, who, you know, was opping, and there was no one else to do it, so he just kind of said, okay, well, if I'm going to be on the main team, might as well, you know, take whatever role I can get. But now Henny, I mean, a very prolific, established opper joining the roster. I think in the end, it might work out better for MIBR that Cello was picked up.
You know, and even prior to this game, Henny was considered a player who might be in his twilight of his career, but he's definitely come back alive for this MIBR team. But first things first, we're going to have to see this little late outside play, and Jota has not been spotted. This is not how you want your first gun round to go. Switcher just behind the smoke, and Henny's just going to spam him outright. This is so rude. They literally have radar hacks because Jota's just staring at him. It's so unfair right now, John.
He doesn't have to do anything. He just stay here the whole time. He's just going to relay information because they haven't gotten a frag. Finally, now he has 2 players in sight, so he's going to get the easy 2K. Unbelievable how long he was able to stay there. Folks, for those of you watching and you're trying to be a Counter-Strike pro, perhaps trying to make it up to the top, clear your corners. It's very important because that will happen if you don't. Spec is going to get a frag there, but it's just a consolation prize at this point. Only 29 seconds left, and that's it. Exit finds the last one, 3-0 for MIBR.
They had radar hacks for the whole round, John. It's just,
Yes.
I mean, if you're Davenport, I'm sure Switcher there for a moment said, how is he just straight spamming me there? And then I think it came to the realization that there was a player just staring at them for a full 30 seconds.
That's unbelievable.
That's a
honestly.
tilting way to lose your first gun round.
Yeah, that's not good. And it was a bonus for MIBR, and now they have free upgrades to AKs, so they're happy. Their economy is just already very solid, and we're only in round number 4. Davenport onto the pistol is going to be 4 Tech 9s and a Glock. I think they were going to try and go for a quick play, but the Molotov slowed them down.
Still have the util prime, though. Definitely can still go for this A pop. Despite the utility, though, it's great. There's mollies everywhere. Yeah, that's not going to happen here. MIBR shutting them down at the door. And as they try to make their way through the tightest choke points in Counter-Strike, the Brazilians will not let any of them pass. It's just a couple Tech 9s, of course, at the end of the day, but it's still showing some good principle here from MIBR very early on, as expected.
Yeah. Swisher and Spec just chilling out here in lobby, biding their time. Full minute left, but they don't have the bomb. It's gone. It's on the A site, so we'll see if they'll be able to recover it and maybe find something out of this, but it feels like it's extremely unlikely because MIBR have them bottled up. 45 seconds left now. And for all intents and purposes, is going to be 4-2-0 for MIBR. Prior to that matchup against EG Black, in fact, they didn't lose double-digit rounds against their previous 3 opponents, previous 3 opponents in Challenger League, right? They were doing so very well.
They even had a great run of form over in EU, where they actually won one of the CCT Europe series.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
They were, and it was Henny who was in red hot form. Like I had a lot of stock going into them. Come the start of Pro League, of course they had been dealt quite a difficult group. I had all things said, but even then they had a pretty commendable performance. Taking a map off of the #1 team in the world is no easy feat. I mean, okay, it's FaZe Clan, but I'm not sure if you agree with that sentiment.
No, I mean, it was nicely done from them. I mean, technically they are #1 according to HLTV, but then you look at Movistar and they're #5, so, you know, I don't know if that's how accurate that's going to be. Oh, yeah.
And Astralis.
Our producer coming in here saying Astralis #4. Yeah, that one's a little suspect, too. Have you seen Astralis play recently? Anyway, well, look. Maybe they have to revise the point system, perhaps, but
yeah,
we'll get back to the action here, as it's a 5v4 in favor of MIBR.
At least they've gotten themselves some good space here.
Yeah, a little bit. They have big garage.
That's kind of one of the keys. It's up to really what Switcher can do, because he can find himself an isolated fight. It's no easy feat against such skilled, talented Brazilian players like Henny. It is traded out, though, with Pug. Picks off BR Enezen. How do you pronounce that fully?
I believe it's Brenezen.
Brenezen.
Yes.
Yeah, because I know the Brazilian pronunciation is BRN Zen, but we'll go ahead and leave that for a different time. The sneak outside of Squeaky, though, that works out wonderfully. It's actually well coordinated here from Davenport, but they can't convert the kills, and it's a crossfire between Jota and Exit. If they found that kill on a Jota very quick, that would have been a different story, but when 2 players combine together, they lock swords, and it's Davenport caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, Davenport going to call a timeout here and say, hey, guys, we're outmatched. What do we do?
Yeah!
No, I'm kidding. But technically, it is MIBR's on another level. Davenport is fully aware of that, so they're just going to try and do whatever they can. As the underdog, the pressure's definitely not on them. It's on MIBR to control things here. So when you're coming in, no pressure. Just do what you can, and maybe you'll be able to pull something interesting off. But, yeah.
Coy says one of his favorite jobs as the Davenport University coach is calling timeouts so that he has a direct influence on the game. That's a quote. And, I mean, that's where he gets to talk it up a little bit. Of course, at the end of the day, MIBR are not just 1 caliber above Davenport University. They might be 2 calibers in terms of players.
Yeah.
You know, when we're talking in that series versus EG Black over there at Frag, one of their last major series that Davenport played, it was, you know, just the caliber difference was close. You know, it's just the individual firepower that brought EG Black over the line. Davenport, in my opinion, actually had them outstratted. But this is a different beast.
Yeah. Indeed. MIBR is on another level, and they're showing it already here in the early goings. Henny could get caught off here, though. Yeah, that is very nice. Corn is going to get a long-range Tech 9 frag onto Henny, so a 4v4. Turtles here in mini. Good flashbang toss on forward. In fact, it kind of does a little bit of flash damage. I don't want to say damage, but flashes a few of their teammates. Brennison will take down one. Turtle gets spec, and this is slowly falling back into MIBR's hands.
They have made their way up heaven, but this is being watched by Turtle. They have all their bases covered right now for MIBR, and as they leap in, it's a crossfire awaiting them. Exit Turtle, even Brennison coming up the ladder, and that'll make it 6 for MIBR. That's of course the eco. I mean, they still got good space outside, by the way. I mean, hey, I think there's still some. It's still early days, and at the same time, they've gotten some space. They've, at least, if they had guns, if they had the better weaponry, maybe that round turns out a little bit differently. So, I think Davenport, they're still here to play.
Player to watch on Davenport, we already alluded to it, but Spec has been very solid, and Switcher as well. Both of them have been the fraggers on this squad. In terms of entries, it's Spec pretty much all the way. 29.2% of the attempts on entries have been his throughout Challenger League, with 21 frags occurring in the opening moments, and 57.1% win percentage when he gets that opening frag. So not too shabby on his side. An important piece 51 for this Davenport. Sorry?
Was that 51%?
No, 57.1% of the rounds he gets an opening frag in are wins.
I see.
Yeah.
It's a very solid percentage, all things said. We'll see how this one fares. Jota over the top of the smoke. It's a nasty one-way. It's a nasty one-way. Oh, he spots 2 walking up. That's a double and damage. Jota has done so much just to destroy Davenport on this play.
Yeah, Brennison gets spec, and now Kojimo and Korn grouped up here, or almost grouped up together. They're trying to reunite. 36 seconds left on the clock.
I think it's a save.
I don't know. I mean, you have full loss bonus, so maybe saving's not the best idea. But the op's pretty valuable. Anyway, Turtle's going to take down Korn, who just tries to go out towards the A site. I think he was just trying to go down before time. And now Brennison does get tagged by Kojimo, but maybe the op is worth saving out of all the guns they had in their hands. Mm-hmm. And he does still have 100 health and 100 armor, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's been these little individual plays to shut down the Davenport gun rounds. I mean, Jota has just mauled them outside in a couple of these rounds. First the MP9 just staring into them, and then a cheeky one-way that Davenport discounted. Now 7-0, and this game is starting to slip from the fingers of Davenport, but I think there are still some bright spots on the T side. Like they've gotten past square one, basically. They have taken map control. They have gotten themselves into positions to attack sites. It's actually the execution that they're really looking for so far this game. Yeah. So, come some gun rounds. Maybe Kojimo can find a pick, and that he will. He actually takes down the highest man in the server. That is Jota. And a 4v5 ensues. Can Davenport work with this?
Well, it's still going to be pretty difficult. Even though it is a 4v5, no more space gained off that op frag. And the gap has been closed by MIBR. Swisher just goes for a peek towards the outer yard. And not going to find much of anything. Davenport University actually are going to rotate all the way back towards the yard. Do they have the smokes? No. They only have 1 smoke, 3 flashes, and a Molotov. So they're going to have to go out here and expose themselves to MIBR just to try and get some space. So with that in mind, I think it might have been better to stay towards inner.
No one's watching, though. Yeah, no one was watching outside except for Turtle, and he drops the bomb. Now all eyes turn on a mini. It goes right back. Davenport, they've been handed the space, and they've been given another kill. Brennison being watched for by Kojo. The op is rung out for 2 kills. But 30 seconds, the clock is starting to tick, and Davenport have to make a commitment. And I think they're looking to go up through heaven. They have a little one-way smoke here from Switcher that can make things very difficult for the site players. So as it comes through, they will start this play. And Turtle out in the open, but he's not traded. It goes back. He still gets the hold from Hut. And the scout shot's not connecting. But the trade does ring out from Spec. Does he see the player out towards CT Vet? It'll be instead Kojo who finds the kill. And it's Henny in a 1v2. Plant going in for heaven. Kojimo scoped up, and he will land the shot. It's a half-buy victory for Davenport to kick off the T side.
That was actually really well played by Davenport, you know, especially towards the latter part where they had 2 players on the site. Turtle's position was known, and they just flanked him. They pincered him, and he had no chance to survive. So afterwards, a good spot here by Kojimo, or a good spot at the end of the round by Kojimo, locking down the angle where Henny would come from. And nailing the shot. So there you go. Davenport University are on the board with their first round. Can they make it more than one? That's going to be important, of course. I'd say a decent T side of Nuke is 4 rounds, 5 preferably.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a good start. It's good to see Kojimo get activated as well. I mean, more or less MIBR feeding the beast, but it just speaks to the good positioning that the op was able to have in that particular round. Watching the right angles at the right time, anticipating what MIBR were going to do. So now, back outside, but and he has his op primed and ready. Admittedly, he just calls everything clear. They've missed the smoke outside that is meant to block garage. And Henny is just like, I guess they're just executing inner, and there are 3 players lying in wait. And that's going to be a quick triple, but it goes back. Maybe, just maybe, something can work out here, but Henny hits the big flick. And that one definitely could seal this round away. It's Kojo in a 1v3. He makes his way out towards the vents, but he's making so much noise that Jota is going to come up, but gets sniped down.
Okay, Coach, man.
Maybe, just maybe, a 1v2.
He has to go get the bomb, and Henny's just waiting there in heaven. Perhaps for the audio cue to be given away. Now he's with Brennison. They'll be able to double peek here. Kojimo could try to escape and go to the B site. Now he's heard the footsteps, and he looks back.
Oh,
gets
boy!
the shot into Brennison. He can clutch this one out. 1v1 now. Looking for the 3K. Pulls out the deagle. Henny's a bit lit. Kojimo fighting away, but Henny's just too strong. Locks on and does not miss a beat. 8th round found for MIBR, but Davenport, you know, you're right. Slowly but surely, they're finding their way into this one. And the strats that were working earlier on with the lighter weaponry are even better with the rifles in their hands. And Kojimo popping off in such a big way is important for them.
Yeah, this is actually like a revitalized Kojimo. I think some might have been seeing a little bit of form dropping off, but he is having some great quick scopes, some great flicks, and a great clutch attempt. You know, if it wasn't Henny on the other end of that, I think he wins it.
Yeah.
Right? Good effort there. Davenport, they're still swinging, but Switcher down very low to begin this one.
Yeah.
Not looking fantastic.
Speaking of swinging, Swish has been doing a lot of that, but he's missing. He's got 0 frags, and it's going to be another round without anything found as Henny drops him. Turtle sprays down Spec. And it's so difficult for Davenport to find these entries on a consistent basis. MIBR just out-aiming them.
Mm-hmm. Kojimo, does he have a miracle in him? Baiting out the peak, but Turtle's not going to stick around for that. As the smoke fades, Jota is in a very exposed position, but it's also a huge off angle at the same time. He spotted out Pug. Crosshair in the right place, but divided between 2 players, there will be a trade. But an exit swings in. MIBR being coordinated. Flash right in the eyes of Kojima. Oh, he can get knifed here. He could just get knifed. The team flash. Wait a minute. What's going on here? What's going on here? No, wait. What is happening? Kojimo has somehow come away with a double kill. But at the end of the day, MIBR forget it. That is, I guess that's the way you can shut down a clutch. Sure.
Look, I mean, Kojimo's impressing, right? Regardless of the results here. He's hitting some pretty nutty shots. That was a weird one, I have to say, with everything that went down. But at least he made the most of it. He's got 107 ADR. 9 and 8. Not too shabby.
Yeah, I mean, he's feeling so confident he just went and bought another glass cannon off.
Why not? I mean, look, right now it's the only thing that's working, so let's bring the op out as much as possible and hope that it'll yield another round victory, because right now MIBR are just overpowering them. Kojamo! No! He fell off the silo.
Shed some tears. Oh no. Especially when your glass cannon. Oh no, and the nade. Okay, it wasn't on top of him, but it is Switcher who is.
Or Switcher.
I don't know. It's like he's 0010. He's James Bond's United or Estonian counterpart, I suppose. Sorry, that's. I hate to bring up score lines, but that's just how it goes. I don't know. That's kind of a joke that I've made. That's all right. That's like cross broadcast. You know. Have you seen like UK Top Gear? Like how the Stigs Australian? Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Well, Kojamo tried to jump up there, and Henny said, "No,
Nope.
Sit down. Sit down on the ground, sir. You are done. You are out of this round." Turtle. On top of Hut, Henny gets another one. Pug goes down. He's looking for the third. Why not? Henny on for 4 here, and he gets it. Switcher goes down. Spec, the last one standing, and Henny's trying to find his ace. Turtle will at least get dropped by Spec, but Exit's going to get the last one. No ace for Henny, but man, he's just on point right now.
Man, that was filthy.
Yep.
Just one by one, dividing up his angles, making sure he can't get flanked. That was pretty darn nice from Henny, and it's starting to show just the caliber of player, the type of opponent that you're playing against. Davenport, he didn't even miss a beat through that sequence. And now you're down back to the Tech 9s. I guess this is technically what worked, but the ramp play trying to bring it up versus Brennison, and this is where he's going to have a field day. Make it 4 and almost the ace. Henny's there to clean it up. It's 11-1 MIBR.
Oh, MIBR is in. They're just rolling away with this one, and DU is going to call a timeout. I guess you kind of have to, because everything is just being torn out of your hands when you gain even a little bit of space. And obviously that round there wasn't much expected out of it, but still, wow.
That was a blowout round right there. And this is, Davenport, they've been the spry up and comers, the prodigies within this ECL space, but they have met the pros in MIBR.
Well,
I mean, lest we forget, Henny has been in a major final and has been at the top of the Brazilian scene for over 5 years.
I think slipping a little bit as of late, right? But he's been relevant, right? He keeps getting picked up by teams. He continues to compete, so...
On MIBR, he's looking amazing, I think. Even in EU tournaments, he's completely revitalized in form compared to where he was on Godsend. Definitely fits in his MIBR system.
No question. And I mean, regardless of how this match goes and how the season even goes for Davenport University, they are the first collegiate team ever to compete at the ECL level, and that deserves praise in and of itself. And Jacob, producer, coming in, they do have a win. Yes, they won a match and they beat Mythic, which I didn't honestly expect to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I think they definitely deserve to stay in ECL. Definitely a contender team here.
They'll have to earn it.
Of course, they'll have to earn it. They need an extra couple wins down the stretch.
Yeah.
But they're in a difficult group, I'll tell you that.
Yep.
See if they can earn a couple rounds, but it's a nasty crossfire just laying right in front of you. Turtle and Joda, and it is a car crash inside a secret. It's Kojo in a 1v5, and that's just about how that crossfire is dreamed to be assembled. No flash, no nothing to break it apart. And with 30 seconds, Kojamo gets to think about how he gets to walk into Henny's op scope. I'm trying to call it here, John.
Well, Kojamo, I think he's going to go and try and grab this bomb. 16 seconds left. Not much of a chance at a plant. The doors get open. Yeah,
he's going to try and save.
Oh my goodness, it's not going to be easy to save though,
Nope.
because I'm pretty
They're
sure they
gonna
know
wait
where
for
he
time.
is.
I would wait for time.
Just fight it, Kojimo. Just fight it. Don't wait for time. Go out there and die. He gets one.
No!
Lines up. No, Kojimo, not like this. He goes down. No, loss bonus comes through. Only $900 into this round. And MIBR take a 12-1 lead.
Oh, the misery.
Oh, the misery.
That was like a really cool, like harmonic undertone to that one. That was pretty nice.
Thank you.
Tech 9's back out for Davenport. I'm not talking about score lines until it's broken, all right? I'm just 12-1. And there's one goal here for Davenport now. That's a nice nade. But there's one goal here. They've gotten, you know, a couple of rounds up against MIBR. They'll be watching back the demo, checking out this VOD. I'm not going to speak his name. I will not speak his scoreline. Come on, man. You can do it.
Can he?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
No.
I don't mean to laugh.
It's not
That's me.
supposed to be like
Turtle's gonna get one more,
No.
maybe. Yeah, everyone's going in on the action here.
Oh, no.
The round's over. Spec last one standing. I feel
He's always good for these. Like, he's always good for a cool headshot here or there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. He's not a bad player. There's no doubt about it. But against MIBR, that's the result usually. Henny gonna drop him. Almost everyone getting on the action there for MIBR except for Brennison. And they're up 13-1. Full control at this point.
I mean, so far it's felt like MIBR have been in the power positions every single time for the play. I mean, we saw that secret crossfire. How often do you see that? When you commit, like for the CT side, it's such a commitment to put two players down towards that secret area. And Switcher just got knifed to start off this round. Now he's down to 38. Yes, he got his first kill!
There it is,
There
Switcher!
we go! He got his first kill! Let's go, Switcher!
I mean, I legitimately feel good for him.
I
Because
do too. I do too.
it's so rough. I've been there. Everyone's been there, right? Where you're trying your best, you're trying to make something happen, and you just cannot find a kill. And there he goes. Not only is it the kill, it's the entry into the round towards outer yard, so that's going to help them gain some space.
And look how much attention it's drawing away from ramp. Yeah, you talk about the space here, John. They actually have all of ramp control. His one kill might be so impactful. Surely they got to trade this one back. They will. It's back to the 3v4, and MIBR are all over the place. Davenport University have great position right now.
Yeah, Switcher's not the typical entry either, but he's been so frustrated. I guess he's just wanted to find something. Now Turtle looking to respond, and he gets tagged down by the op through the wall, luckily, as he survives with a little under half HP. Jota answers back, though. There goes Switcher. Spec gonna peek around, and Brennison finds him too as well. Pug went down right before that. It's all up to Kojimo, and Jota sprays him down 14-1 as we head to a break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
1 round for Davenport University. That's a lot to cherish, to be honest, against, oh, looking at how MIBR was, you know, destroying. But anyways, let's go ahead and get you around this pistol. Fine JRT taking this one away, and it's actually a completely empty A bomb site. We might actually have a round to play here.
I think MIBR just looking around saying, where are they? What are they doing? Why are they giving us all this space? It's a full-on retake, though, for Davenport. And usually in this type of situation, you have a kit bot up. That is the case. Corn has it. And MIBR going to go to the B site. Okay, that's actually not a bad play. Kojima, looking for the opener, and he gets it. And he dropped. And now they have a path in towards this site. Corn looking around, wary of something potentially from lobby, but that's not where the MIBR player is going to go. He's going to go towards vents, and Kojima almost gets caught out. Luckily, escapes with his life and keeps this retake possible. But Brennison gets a couple on the switcher, and Spec exit drops Pug, and Brennison makes it a 3-piece.
Oh boy. And Corn was retaking the A-bomb site.
Oh no, Corn.
Oh. What
That
happened?
is just a miscomm and a half,
And he
now
just gets...
he got clotheslined afterwards by Brennison. Well, I think Davenport gonna write this one off and head on to map 2 of Inferno. It's funny because Davenport just 16-1'd X13 on Nuke, and now that might happen to them.
Yeah. How the tables turn. You know, at Fragadelphia, there was
Yes,
a
the
7 a.m. Yep, this is me and you right there.
Yes.
7 a.m., 16-0'd, and then they got 0-16. How about Davenport receive that same fate? Lest we forget our British brothers. But wait, maybe they can turn the tides. They've picked up an AK. Switcher has gotten his 2nd kill. Band together and bring it home. They can do this. Switcher can open up. Surely he has his kill on a Henny. Come on, DU. Starting to wallbang down Joda, who's getting down awful low. But are they just going to forget about the position? Surely they don't. They won't. But it doesn't matter. The 2 kills, the 3 kills have come in from the side from MIBR. It's Switcher in the 1v2, and time is gone. His head's gone. It's MIBR. 16-1.
Well, that was a map of Counter-Strike.